boyfriend?
Boyfriend Brandon, BB.
Right, yes, this makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I like that it's just a little bit. I like that this is in the podcast now. This might just be the
Oh.
opening.
Oh.
This might just be the cold opening.
Those who know.
They'll know.
If you know, you know
If
who
you
we're
don't,
talking
you
about.
don't. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Second Year Run podcast. I'm your host, Wyatt Mason, and today I have a very special guest with me, Miah. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm very excited for this.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah. I'm also very nervous, actually.
Mm.
Now that you hit record.
Mm.
Yeah.
Why is that? Just because now all of a sudden it's happening? It's
Yeah.
live?
No,
There's no going back?
I've listened to the podcast for so long, and now I'm actually here.
Because we should mention that you are, out of the 4 pitches that were chosen from the pitch
Mhm.
that we all did, all 12 of us,
Mhm.
you were one of the 4 that were chosen to go on and continue on and making it a full script based on your pitch, and you're writing it.
Mhm.
Are you doing something else, though, on set? Do you have another role? Or
Yes.
what are you doing for that?
Originally I was gonna be production designer,
Okay.
but I think it was just too much for me to handle at this moment, because we're filming in like 3 weeks, and I still have to write this damn script, and it's going through so many revisions. So I'm just gonna be the
Okay.
the digital imaging technician, and I just have to have a shit ton of hard drives with me
Mm-hmm.
and just take the day's worth of footage. And like if I fuck anything up, everything's gone for the day. So
And that's it.
I guess this is my baby. Like, this is my baby. I think maybe it's a very suitable role, because if I think I'm the one that I will care the most, honestly. I
Mhm,
think
mhm.
maybe it's suitable.
You're going to make sure that, like, the files don't get destroyed. I like
Yes.
how in, like, most possible scenarios, like, that is probably one of, like, the least, like, stressful inducing jobs.
Yes.
But in this mind frame, no, now this is the more stressful part. I think the writing is starting to get to you. I think there's a weird, like, Stephen King kind of, like, the writing is influencing the writer.
Yeah. No, okay. If we get into this whole, how was this idea
Mm-hmm.
conceived, I could go.
Well, yeah, because was this, like, also... I don't know, even, I feel like the original pitch that you did could have evolved and taken, like, many different steps, which is why you're interesting that you're talking about the different versions that you're kind of going through right now. The one you had, right, at the winter break versus 2 weeks later, they're 2 different scripts.
Mm-hmm.
And so your original kind of pitch and idea felt very different. There was a lot more kind of, like, I'll say, like, maybe, like, if not Christian, then, like, Catholic influence, kind of, with, like, more, like, demons based in, like, a faith and religion. But then just even from that, it got kind of changed. So what was the original pitch that you were trying to present to people?
Yeah, the very original was that there was this horror filmmaker with a very religious family, and the family didn't like that they were making this horror movie. So I don't know, it affected their work life, and they started seeing demons in the camera because as a result of, like, the religious guilt and all that stuff. But Bruce eventually said, just make it the horror set, like seeing a demon on the horror set. That's much more interesting. And I was like, okay. So that's, like, version number 2. And that's the story I pitched to the panel and in front of everyone else. I don't know. One thing that also, if I were to think about something that scared me with the idea that was already there, was just the idea of thinking that an accident was intentional. Yeah.
And then, like, an accident on set, like a hammer falls on top of something, is like, that could just happen. But maybe there was actually a little demon at the top of the ladder, and he had his, like, curled tail and big horns, and he, like, dropped the ladder, and he was laughing as it happened. Yeah, no, I understand that too. Yeah.
Also, because I guess this is, like, random and maybe off topic, but, like, I live beside, like, a kids park.
Okay.
And, like, sometimes I'd hear screams. And, like...
Okay, yeah.
And I'm like, is this a kid having fun? Or is, like, someone dying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just another random... Yeah, that's just something. One time, actually, I don't know if this is a tangent, But one time I fell asleep in my living room, and then I heard a really loud car outside and a really loud scream. Someone was like, "Ah, help, help!" And then I was like, "What the fuck?" So then I called 911. And then I was like, someone screamed help. I don't know if this is like emergency or anything. And then they're like, okay, yeah, we'll investigate. But like, I don't know.
Do you even know if someone even came by to like?
I don't even know. That's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
And one time there was someone yelling in the park, and my sister called 911. They're like, this is not an emergency. Like, you shouldn't have called this line. I was like, oh, like, I don't know.
That was like the time it was Halloween a couple years ago, and we were like driving along the road, and we came across somebody must have set off like a firework or something, and then like the firework went and like caught fire to like a bush.
Yeah.
And so just like next to somebody's house, there was just this bush that was on fire, like next to somebody's house, and it was like, oh shit. Somebody call 911. This is an emergency. So we called 911, and then like I'm sitting through the thing and I'm pressing the buttons. And first of all, there's too many buttons that you have to press when you're calling 911. I feel like calling 911 should be just immediate.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems strange. But also too, when we got through to the fire department and we were telling them what happened, they're like, "Yeah, we've already sent somebody on that." And it's like, shit, sorry, man. I just saw a bush on fire. I just thought you wanted to know. It was I don't know. It was just kind of funny.
Yeah, no,
And there's a bunch of people like kind of crowding it too, trying to figure out a way to like put out this fire because it's just it. Yeah, anyways.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Like, I don't know. People say you should care more, and now we're caring, and all of a sudden there's other people that are like,
why do you care so much?
Why do you care so much? Like,
yeah.
What do you want?
I'm sorry.
And that's similar with the script, actually.
Oh.
Because to throw it back to the thing.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Like I'd be carrying like when you write the script, they tell you to be keep your eye out on the details. Like every little thing counts. But then when people read the script, they don't catch the little things. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, this is unclear. And I'm like, you want me to be on the nose about it? And the thing is, there's no right answer. And it's just so frustrating. Yeah, that's all.
That's all you got to say?
Yeah.
Well, because to kind of tie it back to the pitches as well, too, because you have that original kind of idea, the sort of accident kind of precariousness about that. You bring that into the pitch, and that's like kind of the thing going into that. How much of the script then or premise changed from that meeting to Winter Break?
Because it originally started from the main character was the camera operator. And there's a demon. Basically, camera operator and a demon. But going into Winter Break, I kind of just thought about like how can I elevate the characters and like make them more real, make them more round. So I ended up just making the director like a huge bitch.
Okay.
Cause so it's like the demon and the bitch, the demon and the director.
Okay.
The demon and the
that could almost be like the alternate title of the movie is the
demon and the bitch.
Yeah, that's like yeah.
That'd be a great title. I wish I thought of this sooner. But anyways, the demon and the director, they were just basically like fucking with Andrew the whole time. But I brought that in from the break, and they just said no. I care more about this director character. I don't fucking care about the demon. I was like, whoa, the demon is all I tried to keep in. But I think you're right. So then I literally wrote the demon's gone. From where it was originally. The demon's gone. And that was like the whole point of it. But Bruce said one thing where he said the whole point of the pitch wasn't just the demon. It was the dead body left there in like a way of it was like a way of showing that like the exploitative nature of the film industry and like all that stuff. But the demon didn't really matter.
That's a good point though he made though too. I like the way he kind of frames that. It makes sense then the director would kind of become a larger part of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
As pulls on collar as a director. Yeah. No, that makes sense. I could see some truth to that. Yeah.
I mean, of course, it's not based off you or anything. I mean,
Well, it would actually be kind of funny if it was in a weird, sick, and twisted way, because we kept on talking about him always saying like "God bless," which is like a phrase that I was coming up with, or something like similar kind of like phrases. We were making jokes about that like along the way. That would actually be kind of funny
if I just snuck in a "God bless."
Yeah, just like a quick one from him or whatever, and then all of a sudden, like he reframes. He's got like kind of like a shitty, patchy facial hair. Yeah. Okay.
I've never been a writer, or like I don't consider myself a writer.
Mm-hmm.
I love stories, but I'm not really good with words, I have to say. And another part of my personality is I find that I'm a people pleaser.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm a people pleaser. I tell people what they want sometimes, and I neglect my own needs sometimes. And like everyone has that aspect of themselves, and it really came up in my journey of script writing, because I would think one thing is good, but someone would tell me it's shit. And I'd be like, oh my God, maybe I have to change it. And it was just a process that kept happening. And then it got to a point where someone told me to do this. And I was like, okay, I did it. And then another person said, why did you do that? That's shit. Change it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, whoa. Someone told me to do this, but another person told me the exact same opposite, like the exact opposite. And it kind of just led me to question, what do I want? And like, who cares about what other people think? What do I see for the script that I'm writing? And it was really a light bulb moment for me, because when I work, if I go on a tangent, I work at this pharmaceutical warehouse, right? And I'm just like a picker. So I just get the papers and I just go to each row, each like shelf, and I just pick whatever the order wants. It's a very mindless job. I look at numbers, I go to numbers, I take a certain number. It's just numbers.
Your job is numbers. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And like, I could do it on autopilot. I don't even have to like think about what I'm doing. My eyes just do it for me. But my mind wanders all the time. So that's actually one of the reasons why I came up with this whole idea. Was during this shift, I was like, I need an idea. So then it popped in my head during the shift, and I wrote it down, and then I pitched it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But during this time, while writing the script, I was like, damn, like everything, part of me, like everything that makes me a people pleaser, how I'm very agreeable, how I'm this person, how much I like do the things for other people, but I never consider myself. It really like hit me one day, and I was like, whoa, what am I doing? And like, yeah, it was really hard to. The script can do a lot of things to people.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it made me realize. And it's like, I don't know. It's a journey that I think I'm more aware of it now. But yeah, I don't know. I forgot what my original point was, but yeah.
You're a people pleaser, but people aren't pleased with the script.
Yes.
And that's the biggest challenge of this that you found.
Yes.
Yeah, that
was, yes.
Okay.
And
See, it all makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Thank you for clarifying. I don't even know what.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. That's what I'm here for, man. Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah.
There was another point I wanted to add on to that, though. I think a good part of the process in coming to people pleasing and about that was the writers' meetings we would have kind of after the normal sort of writing class or the writing lab on the Fridays. I think that was really good for all of us who are constantly involved in that, pitching the ideas kind of back and forth, and that we got to a point of familiarity with each other and like just being open to ideas and to actually pitching things. Like I feel like the first couple of read-throughs we were all like fairly agreeable that like, yeah, this could work. You know what I mean? But then it was after like the pitches and we started getting like harder into it that we were really trying to find the things that are like, no, I don't think that's the right pathway. That here's an alternative idea, with everybody trying to like contribute something, and that maybe if somebody didn't have an idea for one script, they'd have another for another script.
Yeah.
And I think that's how did that play at all those writers meetings for you? I thought it was good.
Yeah, no, for the writers meetings, I really loved everyone's ideas, and like I thought about like every single one of them, and I was like, wow, I like this idea, but like I kind of filtered in my head what I should incorporate, what I think like fits. But then there was this one writers meeting where I was like really tired, and like I worked so hard on the script that like one time like someone said another thing, that it just started like hurting. Like it felt sour. And like I guess that's part of like the process. And it doesn't mean like, oh, I don't like this person because they gave that feedback. No, it's like more like it felt like an attack on like my baby, my character. But then I don't know, after that point, like I kind of reached a low, if I'm being honest. But then after a point I was like, you know what? I appreciate all this feedback, but I shouldn't take it too personal, you know. But especially like the last 2 weeks, if you know, you know, there was like someone said something and I was like, ow, that hurt. And I was like, why would that hurt? Like I just wrote something, but like how come when someone said when someone talked about it in a certain way, how come that hurt me? How come it hurt me? Even though it's not me, they're criticizing something I wrote. But it's like something about art is just putting yourself on a page. I didn't realize how vulnerable I had to be to show someone something I made. Because it's not me, but it's like it's from my mind. I don't know. I put words on a page and I put in a specific way that it's like a part of me. And I didn't realize that until 2 weeks ago when we like showed up again. And then like, I don't know, that was kind of a revelation. That's why after I reached that point, everything everyone told me kind of just, I saw in a different light.
Right, okay.
Yeah. I don't even know if that made sense.
No, it makes sense. You're good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Or if I'm just babbling, I don't know.
I think the phrase is yapping these days. I think the kids are saying yapping. I think that's the...
Well, yappers.
Yeah, you're a yapper. Yeah.
I love listening to people's yaps. Yeah.
Do you listen to a lot of podcasts then? Or is there any... Do you?
I actually... When I was at the warehouse job, I'm always going to come back to this warehouse job. I've been there for 3 years. But before they banned earbuds, I would listen to podcasts all the time. I would listen to... There's one called Bobo's Void. I don't even know if it's active anymore because I stopped listening to it after they banned the earbuds, which is really sad. But she would always talk about like just life things and like existential crises and like, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I listen to audiobooks.
Okay.
And it's just, I miss it.
Was that like the main draw of that like podcast for you too? Was just kind of like the sort of like matter of factness of these kind of like large, big ideas and topics? Like what kind of stuff would they talk about?
They would talk about literally anything.
Okay.
Like
as most podcasts do. Yeah.
Yeah. Like there was this one episode where she had a guest speaker and she was like what's that called? Not a witch, not a
psychic, but
yeah, kind of like a psychic person,
an astrologist,
sort of. But like she has like a sixth sense.
Medium.
Probably.
Is it medium?
Oh, yes, that one. Sorry,
Another
I got loud.
Surprise the Visha appearance, in case it hasn't been mentioned.
In case it was gonna...
Anyways, yes, medium. She had a medium on the podcast.
Yeah, she had a medium on the podcast, and she was talking about how like mental health is like a relatively recent thing, because for centuries these cultures had mediums and like they would see visions of like things, but today that's hallucinations. And they were just kind of comparing and like the inherent colonialism of mental health, which was really interesting. Like I know like psychology and all that stuff, like there's truth to that. But, like, it's just very interesting to see different perspectives of different things. And I was like, whoa.
Well, I think I've seen that like ad a couple of times too, for like some of the post-secondaries where it says like decolonizing mental health, and I always wondered what that meant because it just felt like a very abstract kind of way of looking at it, like not kind of understanding how it related.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what about like mental health seems colonized? Like, I'm not entirely sure. Thinking about it as in like the British are coming over and there is like the country of mental health, and they've come over and they've planted their flag and they're like, we now own you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I think by looking at it more of it, I'll say like phrase it like mystic in kind of way. That's the best way. Spiritual maybe even is a kind of a better way of looking at it. I'm never kind of sure. Because I lean that into a little bit. I'm not an astrology girly. Like, I just can't. Like, I'm sorry. Like, horoscopes and whatnot is just like, yeah, it's not my bag. It's like, if it's your thing, absolutely.
And that's so fair.
As far as I know, Mercury has been in retrograde my entire life.
No,
like,
say
that. Like, you know, but like, anyways, whatever. That's the most I know about it.
No, that's so fair. I don't know horoscopes that well. I wish I could, just so I can be like, oh my God, you're a Scorpio.
Yeah,
but
right.
I know I don't have that in my database. But to mention like the decolonizing the mental health stuff. When I was at SFU in like 2021, I actually took Indigenous Perspective on History course.
Okay.
And we basically talked about. I learned so much from that because there was this one lesson where the instructor was saying the inherent like colonialist view of libraries, the Dewey Decimal System. And I was like, what? How is that? Like, when you first hear it, it's like, what?
It's just a way of organizing things.
Yes.
And it seems to be fairly accepted in kind of nomenclature.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like numbers. Like, how can that be like, how can that bring down Indigenous people? And she said at one point, one thing that stood out to me was that religion, the religion section would be like Christianity and all that stuff, but in the folklore or like folklore, it's just it's all indigenous beliefs.
Right. Okay.
So it's just like the classification of these these religions, but how come it's separated? One and like the indigenous beliefs is with Cinderella. Basically, like how is that fair? And that kind of like opened my eyes. I was like, whoa, even the little things like affect, like, if I don't know, and colonialism affects so much, and I didn't realize.
As a white person, that classic phrase, as a white person, I think that's why systemic racism is honestly such an interesting kind of topic to really think about, because from my own personal experience, taking passport photos and having an automated system that is supposed to do biometrics to detect people's faces and whatnot, and also check the quality of the photo. So let's say, for example, you didn't use the flash properly, right?
Yeah.
And you have a white person and their skin is very dark and almost black, and then you take a picture of a person who is of darker complexion, and you know it looks exactly who they are, and your flash is on, but it says your flash isn't turned on because it's still basing its metrics off the original white person and what their tones are, and it tries to like accommodate and do for different things. But like, I have people that have been a darker complexion, and it says, oh, this is, dude, you forgot to turn the flash on. Like, where's your light, bro? Like, come on, go back and take the photo, you silly guy, and slaps you on the back, and like, it's like, oh, dude. Or like, if they have like some kind of like headdress or something like on top, it's like, oh, it's the wrong size. It's like, no, dude, it's actually right. It's actually correct. So it's just little things like that play into everything, and it's so weird. And it's I don't like it when people try to like deny that and say it's not a thing. There's a certain series that is getting to be on Disney Plus based off a Netflix original series, Daredevil Born Again, and Matthew Murdock is a Catholic.
He is indeed a Catholic.
That is a confirmed like. Is that part of like why you like the show so much? Do you like the weird kind of like references it kind of has?
I kind of like.
Well, not really weird references. It's just kind of like there's that opening scene in season 2, and and it's in the church.
Yeah.
That was really fucking good scene.
Yeah. No, cause I was actually thinking about that at one point. Was I watching it, and then I saw like he's at a church praying. I was like, oh my God, it's Jesus! I know Jesus.
That's my pal Jesus.
That's my boy Jesus. Oh my God, representation.
That's my boy G-boy.
Yeah, but no, I think I like the counterpoint of it, because he's like a Catholic. He loves God, but he's dressing up as the devil. I thought that was really cool. I thought that was really cool. Because it's like, I guess it goes again, like, because I also grew up Catholic, but like, I'm not straight. Like, it's not, I mean, that's not a comparison, but like, I love you
have like the black beanie on too, so imagine you just kind of like pull it down like the one from season 1 and 3. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the fucking, yeah. And I need my fucking
you need
sticks.
your sticks out. Yeah,
I need
yeah.
my sticks. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is a hot take. The Daredevil series is the best thing that was ever been associated with Marvel.
Woo. Okay.
That's my take.
Okay.
Like,
it's fair. It's a good take to have, I think. Yeah, it makes sense.
Because, oh my god, it's so different. Because they did, okay, when Daredevil was in the She-Hulk series, honestly, I watched the She-Hulk series just so I can watch Daredevil in it, because I heard he's in it. So I watched it, and I was so disappointed because they CGI'd that shit. But that kind of lost the magic of the Netflix series, because they did as much practical. They did all the stunts. They made it as practical as they could.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what elevated the whole watch experience of it.
Especially with like that hallway scene in like season 1. I can't remember which episode.
Yeah, like the one take.
Yeah, and it's just like it's like all that green, like harsh green lighting or whatever it is. Yeah.
And like it was just so, I don't know. It just the makers clearly
gave a shit.
Yeah, they gave a shit. But like everything Disney now, they don't give a shit. No, I feel like the third one is like my favorite out of all 3 seasons. The third one was sort of like a redemption arc for, not to spoil or anything, but like it was a redemption arc for the characters because we've seen these characters from the beginning, and like the third one was like a perfect mashup of like, I don't know, the way the characters were like contradicting each other. It was like almost perfect. But the thing, okay, the season 3 of Daredevil was based off the Born Again comics,
right?
Which kind of confuses me because the new one that's coming out is Born Again, Daredevil Born Again. So I'm like, what are they gonna do?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I think I went on a tangent. I don't even know if I.
No, you're good. You're good. It's
just like in the side, like saying like, no, you didn't.
Just like giving like a thumbs up, like just like.
Thank you for that.
Emotional support, like yeah.
Well, yeah.
Are you a big like comics person, like in general? Did you go? Because for me personally, the only like comics I ever really got into, not Daredevil, unfortunately. I like the character enough, but just like. Not my thing, but like Spider-Man for sure. Like I'm pretty like obsessed with and hyperfixated on. So and like Batman as well too, which is pretty bog standard. I think that's saying like Dragon Ball is like your favorite anime, honestly, in my opinion. But still, they're good characters for a reason. But was there anyone that you got really into or anything?
I went down. Okay, I was movie to comics. I'm a fake fan.
Yeah, well, it's kind of same, honestly. But it doesn't help though because like we grew up in the 2000s. Like
That's
some
true.
of my first experience with like superheroes was through a movie, like Spider-Man 2.
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, exactly. Or even that like kind of like bad like Superman movie from the beginning, Superman Returns. I still kind of like it. I was probably too young as a kid to really get it, but as a kid, I still kind of like. I'll throw Superman actually as one of my favorite characters too. Actually, I really like him as a character.
Yeah.
But anyways. I agree with you though. Yeah, fake
fan.
Fake fan. Yeah.
I was more of like a Marvel. I stuck with Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but I think Spider-Man was my like. Oh my god, I love Spider-Man. Like it was the Andrew Garfield ones.
Okay.
I grew up watching the Tobey Maguire ones, and I was like, that's the Tobey Maguire ones. But the Spider-Man, the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, bless Andrew Garfield. But yeah, that kind of like threw me into the Marvel world. And then I don't know. The only two, okay, I've been hyper fixated on Spider-Man and Daredevil. I think those are the only two I can think of at the moment. But yeah, that's that. Yeah, to answer your question, yeah. After I watched Daredevil, I was like, I need some comics. So I bought like a specific series of it and I read it all and I was like, oh my god, I love Daredevil. Yeah.
Thank you
Thank you
for coming out here today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I talked about my warehouse job a lot. Wow. I didn't realize how much that affected my life. But yeah.
Now it's off the chat. It's off.
Yes.
It's out there in the world.
Everyone can hear this now.
Yeah,
Wow.
we'll maybe edit some of it
Yes.
out just in case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Get it
yeah.
past the censors. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know.
The
we don't-
censors, the instructors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you again for coming out
Thank
here
you.
today.
Thank you for inviting me.
And thank you so much for listening to other episode. Fuck, hold on. I gotta redo that. I totally messed up. I'm gonna leave this part in. So you gotta listen to me say this twice now. But thank you for listening to another episode of the Second Year Run podcast. And I hope you have a good rest of the day, wherever that might be.
Well.